Did Oscar De La Hoya offer Isaac Cruz the opportunity to fight Ryan Garcia? And did the PBC turn it down? Or is Oscar De La Hoya capping again? Let's discuss. What's going on, boxing and YouTube world? I am that dude named Dave, and I am back with the Boxing Now podcast. Before we get started here, let me do some house cleaning here. I'm going to take a line from my man, Poor Man Podcast Reacts. I need that HBO special. You know what that is? That is the Help a Brother Out. So that is click on like, subscribe, and click on that bell notification below. You know why? Let's just be honest. I am a struggle streamer. I need that YouTube algorithm, and I'm just trying to get this boxing content to the masses here. So help a brother out here. Click on like, and let's see where we're going here with this boxing content. So let's get this episode started today. Oscar De La Hoya came out publicly on Twitter, social media, that's where everybody comes out nowadays, on social media, Twitter, saying that they had offered Isaac Cruz the opportunity to fight Ryan Garcia, and it was turned down. So let's get into the details here. If you're not aware here, Isaac Cruz, if there was ever a fighter in boxing, we see this so often that losing is winning. He is a perfect scenario here right now. So he fought Gervonta Tank Davis in December at the end of 2021 in a hard-fought, spirited loss. Gervonta Tank Davis, 26-0 with 24 KOs. That stopped his KO streak. He basically fought with one hand in a rug-em-tug-em match, basically, that he was able to get the decision out of that. Basically, when he took his glove off, you can see that Tank fought with one hand, basically since round 5 on, give or take when the injury occurred. But what did Isaac Cruz showed? He showcased by being a replacement when everybody dogged out that this was a bogus pay-per-view, that Tank Davis was fighting a nobody, that he showcased that in the lightweight division, he is somebody that on any given night can beat anybody. Now, he may not be the favorite, but you know for a fact that he is credible, he is solid, and that he could pull the upset if you're not in your A game. So I mentioned in my boxing wish list, basically, that I didn't think that Ryan Garcia would have a tough fight coming out the gate here. Let's be honest here. 2021, he started off hot. He is big on social media. All the kids love him on TikTok, Twitter, whatever, his Instagram, you name his engagement, he is all over the place. And what happened? Well, the start of 2021, he went ahead and went against Luke Campbell. Now, remember Ryan Garcia, 27-0, 18 KOs here. He was knocked down, had his first knockdown of his career, but came back to knock out Luke Campbell. So what happened? He had skyrocketed. That was his toughest opponent in the showcase. Okay, he's not just prospect right now. He can beat top 10 guys, and he can vie for titles now. Not just the fact that he is a cash cow and that the kids love him. So what happened in 2021? I said in my boxing wish list episode that we wanted to see Tank Davis, and they were building it up perfectly. Now, at the top of 2021, they were on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing, great podcast. And Ryan Garcia, they were on the phone talking with Tank Davis, with Mike Tyson there, promoting it up. And it was great spectacle because you're seeing two young guns who's going to fight early in their career. And that's what we needed, right? But what happened with Ryan Garcia? He went ahead and wanted to drink the Manny Pacquiao juice. All the work that was done to build up Tank Davis, he went left field to try to go for Manny Pacquiao, to the point that he was talking to him and posted on social media to his millions of followers. And what happened? We need to go into details, may talk about another pod, but that fight never materialized. And we know that Manny Pacquiao ended up scheduling a fight with Errol Spence that fell through because of an injury. And then he ended up fighting you guys that lost his title. But that was lost time and opportunity. So what happened next with Ryan Garcia? Well, he then had to step out saying that he had mental health issues. Now, I don't want to say anything derogatory because we don't know the details. He has some sketchy things going on, but if he is really dealing with some mental health problems, I say I wish him the best, and that time off, I hope it was good for him. Because one thing we do have to make sure is that he is a boxer. So he does get hit in the head for a living. So I don't want to look at it as don't agree with what's going on here, but if he says it until the time being, we have to agree with it. Then he was going to plan a return fight, and then he had to have surgery, which took him out for the rest of 2021. So 2021 was basically in the dumpsters for Ryan Garcia, while we see all the other guys, like see George Kambosos go ahead and pull the upset against Teofimo Lopez to become the man at 135. We seen Tank Davis knock out Leo Santa Cruz, and like I said, had the hard fight with Isaac Cruz. And then now we're seeing Isaac Cruz in the mix here as a return bout. But Oscar is saying that we offered a contract and they turned it down. Now, if you don't want to take my word for it, go to Oscar's Twitter account and go ahead and pull up the timeline here, and you will see that those notifications there. So that is on his Twitter feed. But what did I say a few episodes ago? I said that I do not only did I say that I don't see Ryan Garcia taking a hard fight like that, Leonard Ellerbe a week earlier already said that they have not heard from Golden Boy Promotions. They have not received a contract, not an email, not a phone call, not one thing. Now, where did I get this information from? Now, I'm not putting it on my screen here, but go to Leonard Ellerbe's Twitter account, because he is publicly unboxing on Twitter and he's constantly talking every day. So he has a really good, funny social media. You may not agree with him sometimes, but he is sticking up for himself and his company with the PBC and saying that, look, Golden Boy has not reached out to us. This was a week ago now. Now, of course, you may say, that dude, it's a week later now, so things could change in a week. But what do I have here? Now, let me scroll down here with Eric Gomez here. Now, if you do not know who Eric Gomez is, I'm pulling up my notes here for the interview that Eric Gomez had with Chris Mannix. Now, Chris Mannix is with Yahoo. He's been a famous writer for boxing for over 10 years, right? We see Chris Mannix on boxing telecast. You can sometimes catch him on DAZN. He is a credible boxing writer and commentator. So if you want to know who Eric Gomez is, he is someone who's been on Oscar De La Hoya's right-hand side from the beginning, basically, of Golden Boy Promotions. Now, if you want to go back to the beginning, there was Oscar De La Hoya, who's the fighter, who's the face, Eric Gomez, the business and the matchmaker, and Richard Schaefer, who was the other businessman and promoter. Those three helped build Golden Boy Promotions to the hub that it was before all the stuff that happened. We can talk about that in another pod. But what did Eric Gomez say here? Let me pull up this quote here that you guys can pull up anywhere here on the net here. But this is an interview with Chris Mannix here. So that De La Hoya's comments, however, contradict the statements made by Golden Boy Promotions president Eric Gomez in a recent interview. No, I don't think so, Gomez told Chris Mannix when asked if he felt that Cruz was an ideal opponent for Garcia's comeback. I'd rather do a softer fight. So right now, we are going to him and talking to him about potential opponents, but we'll be back either March or April. Okay, guys, I didn't make that quote up. That's Eric Gomez on the record with Chris Mannix. That is something that I had stated in a previous pod. And let me just be honest here. I'm going to show my age. You guys see the gray hair. So I'm 41 years old, about to be 42. If anybody knows boxing 101, if a fighter, whether it's an injury or not, has been out of the action for a while, he might get a soft touch first as they build him up here. And someone like Ryan Garcia, he is someone that is, had a hot start that you want him to be a face, but he hasn't fought that tough competition. You can say Luke Campbell is his toughest feat, and you want to put him in a year with mental health problems, surgery, and you want to get him with Isaac Cruz, who gave Tank Davis tooth and nail. But then you see Ryan Garcia talking all this stuff on social media. I'm saying all this to say, when it comes to Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar just loves to talk, to build up stuff, but it's all cap. If you want facts, you need to wait for when the fight is actually announced, or look for quotes from Eric Gomez. That is the truth of the nature. We can have a deep dive about Oscar De La Hoya. I talked about this a year ago when the show first started. If we look at old pods here about Oscar De La Hoya. Now, when it comes to guys that I'm going to take credibility, is it going to be Leonard Ellerbe or Oscar De La Hoya? Who am I going to choose? I'm going to choose the person, all due respect, the person that has shown a record of good business acumen, who does not have a substance abuse problem. And one thing that we can see about Oscar in the last year and a half, 2 years, he has fallen off the wagon again. We have seen him publicly drunk and or on other substance abuses on live telecasts with Triller, especially when he was on there and he had the wild outburst that, during Thanksgiving in 2020. So there's so much going on with Oscar De La Hoya that when he makes a statement here, unless it's a signed contract, we cannot take his word for it. He likes to do, he does his job well. He's promoting, got Ryan Garcia in the news. But is he fighting Isaac Cruz? No, he's not, boxing fans. He's going to fight someone a little bit lower than Luke Campbell. And then maybe we will see him in the ring with someone Luke Campbell above in the spring or late spring, early summer of 2022. So what do you guys think here? Am I wrong in my assessment here about Oscar De La Hoya? Or do you have other information that I could be well off base? Check out Leonard Elby's Twitter account. Check out Oscar De La Hoya's Twitter account. But comment below and let me know what you think. I'm that dude named Dave. Until next time.